2 weeks ago, the Prime Minister's future was on the line.
And the leadership in Downing Street has to change.
After repeated questions about his judgment,
I am sorry.
And a series of U-turns and resignations.
It is still a matter of when, not if, the Prime Minister goes.
But away from Westminster, with MPs back in their constituencies, is the chaos cutting through. In South Shields, the MP here waited more than a decade to see a Labour Prime Minister. But only 18 months in, Keir Starmer's job is under threat. Is he out the woods now, do you think?
I mean, it's all very fresh, isn't it, still? I mean, last week was just horrific. So I don't think so, no, there's work to do there.
Emma Lewell says she shares the frustrations of voters.
We came in because people had had enough of the Tories. They were fed up of those 14 years. We came in with lots of promises, and then we've had some major missteps which have really upset people, and we've lost their trust a bit. And it's up to us to gain that trust back. And what I say to the government and what I say to the Prime Minister is, you need to start listening to us backbenchers, because we're not just being meddling or troublesome. We're speaking on behalf of the thousands of people we represent. So when we're saying this isn't going to work, this doesn't look good, this is going to cause problems, we're saying it because not just we believe it, but we're getting told that from our constituents as well.
When you're out here speaking to constituents, do people bring up things like Morgan McSweeney and whether the Prime Minister should resign?
What does filter down is the overall feeling and the anger, and there's something not quite right there. And that's what I'll get from people, and they'll say, what's going on, Emma? What's happening? Why have you not done this yet? Why are you doing this, for example? And it kind of goes on like that.
What is it you want to see the Labour Party and the government focus on now, looking forward?
Well, I think the need to, for example, the recent proposals around jury trials, ID cards, just stop throwing curveballs at us as MPs and the country, because these are not things that were in our manifesto. We didn't stand on a manifesto on these things. We didn't want them. The public, our constituents, don't want them. Stop doing that. Stick to what was in the manifesto and repair some of that lost trust that we've got with the public. That's what we need to do. And if we do that, we'll get that trust back, and we might not be a one-term government then.
But some people here have already given up on Labour. Did you think things were going to get better? Did you have any hope that things might change?
Well, you always hope. I mean, we obviously didn't know Keir Starmer then, but it's just gone from bad to worse,
It's very rubbish, full stop. I don't think he really knows what he wants to do, so he's keep turning it round. And I just think they need somebody new in to give somebody else a go.
Yeah, that's great, Simon. Yeah. Good to meet you.
Simon Ofer was one of the Labour MPs calling for Keir Starmer's resignation. But after a week back in his Stroud constituency, he's looking to change gear.
I think there was a feeling that we need to unite as a government, and I think that was quite strong from the last week. And actually, it's been quite well timed, the recess, because we've all got back, and it's always good to get back amongst the people that voted you in. And there's a feeling that maybe we've turned a bit of a corner, and we're going to start to look more positively on what's happening.
And there's some who hope turning a corner will mean a change of direction.
A bit of a movement to the left is really, and I think, we're not in the position of being so anti-immigrant as Reform. We realise that some immigration is necessary, and I'd like to see a much more open, caring party, like the party I joined.
Some voters here are frustrated they haven't seen the change they wanted.
Kind of trying to do one thing and then flipping, and it just doesn't feel like very strong direction.
For the first time in a while, I don't know who I'd vote for. I probably wouldn't vote. Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah. How's business?
In East London, Uma Kumaram is out meeting locals, ready to relay their message to those in government.
But they definitely have things that they want to see us do better on. And my job is to communicate that back to government.
Mm-hmm. And what sort of things are you saying to them?
I think we definitely need to speak for more areas like this, areas like mine. We've been busy at the moment taking on reform headstrong, which I understand why we've been doing that. But in Liberal constituencies like mine in London, They want us to be putting forward a message of hope, of unity, not division. We've got to show a better story about Westminster. We've got to show a better story about the people that are running the country or people that are representing communities in Westminster. We haven't put our best foot forward as a parliament, but there are far more good people in Parliament than not.
These MPs hope their return to Westminster next week will be a calm one. But with tough local elections ahead in May, the tide could still turn against the Prime Minister once again. Harry Houghton, ITV News.